Hey everybody, welcome back for some more Magic with Motumbo. Hope everybody is having an amazing day as always. I'm always going to wish that upon you guys. But today we are hopping into the arena for some more standard as always. So what we're playing today is a deck that we have decided to call Aura Storm. So this deck is a Naya build that lets us basically power out a bunch of enchantments in different ways. And it's just going to let us overpower the opponent, and usually it's going to end in like a one-turn kill kind of fashion, and it could be just really a number of different ways. So I've broken down the deck into three categories here. I've got them in the different rows. Our first row is going to be our cards that are actually going to fuel our graveyard. So we have Thrill of Possibilities that's going to let us discard a card to draw two. It is an instant. The Binding of Titans is a pretty cool card. What it does is actually mills you and your opponent for 3, and then what happens next on chapter 2 is it's going to allow us to remove cards from their graveyard. We happen to gain life if we actually exile some cards. It'll be good against like mono red decks. It'll be good against cards that have ways to bring back, like Uro or something along those lines. And then the third chapter is if we haven't gotten our extra land drop, we're going to bring back a land, or we're going to bring back a creature. So, and Merchant of the Veil, we're going to use the haggle side and to discard a card and draw a card. So this isn't the best way to get cards in our graveyard, but it is a way to get cards in our graveyard. So why are these cards important? Well, these are going to basically pitch our enchantments, all of these different enchantments into the graveyard, so we can get Storm Herald into play. 3 mana, 3/2 haster. When it comes into play, it's gonna return any number of auras we want to the battlefield. We can put them on whatever creatures we want, which could come into play, and they're gonna leave the battlefield and get exiled at the end of the turn. So we're not gonna get like the trigger from the Mantle of the Wolf where we get the extra wolves. However, though, this is going to allow us to just bring everything back. Maybe they've killed a creature that had a bunch of auras on it, and we're just going to bring them all back for one crazy swing. So really cards that we're going to want in the graveyard. I mean, obviously in an ideal world, we're going to want all of our auras in the graveyard, but Iroas Blessing is going to deal 4 damage to a creature. So it's going to remove a blocker usually from play. If this comes into play from the graveyard, All That Glitters, Setessan Training. This is going to draw us a card in addition to giving our creature trample. Mantle of the Wolf is just +4/+4. Sentinel is going to give vigilance. So there's just a lot of awesome ways. We can also, another way this deck can win is we could just throw a Paradise Druid down and never actually tap it. We can give it vigilance with Sentinel's Eyes, and then we could just start throwing all these crazy enchantments on it by casting them and start swinging with this giant hexproof / trampling vigilant Paradise Druid and just kind of get it in that way. And then also we have Setessan Champion. Just anytime we cast an enchantment, he's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and just draw us a whole bunch of cards. So again, we have 3 different ways that we could just go at our opponent. We can do the 1-turn kill, we can do Setessan Champion growth, or we can do Paradise Druid growth. So I really feel like this deck just has a few different, I mean, obviously it's all centered around one way to kill our opponent with the auras, but we have multiple ways to do it. So I'm kind of excited to play this deck. This deck looks like a lot of fun. This was a user submitted deck. So we're going to hop into the gameplay and we're going to see how we do. See you back at the end with the wrap up. Well, let's take this Aura Storm for a test drive. I don't know what voice that was. I apologize to everybody. Aura Storm. Tim Timber. It sounds like somebody named Tim Timber would be saying Aura Storm. Well, this hand is an interesting one. Got all the tap lands. You can get the Iroas Blessing in the graveyard with the Thrill of Possibility. I think we have to keep it. I wonder if it's worth it to play Gilded Goose instead of Paradise Druid. Probably not, because Paradise Druid essentially becomes hexproofer if we get the right enchantments on it. What kind of bullshit are you playing over there, Crawl Harpooner? All right, let's see. We are gonna pay 2 life. We're gonna take a 3 hit here. we're not going to take a 3-hit. Okay. Let's go. So I have a feeling that he's actually going to tap out to do something. So that's why we're not going to attack, obviously. We don't want to run our only creature into a death toucher. But I feel like he's going to tap out, which is going to actually give us the ability to thrill a possibility. What the hell does this thing do? Okay, gain 2 life, pass. My turn. So we're going to pitch this. All right. He didn't kill our guy, which is good. All right, we're gonna keep pumping. Giggity. Get rid of this death toucher. Luckily, they don't fight. If they fought, our Paradise Druid would die. Okay, you've done it. No attacks. So, unfortunately, I mean, while this is a good draw, unfortunately, though, Assassin's Trophy is a thing. He could Assassin's Trophy this and then just honestly just eat it with Crawl Harpooner. We don't want to do that. I feel like, though, let's thin our deck. Give us a better chance of drawing cards that we want to see. Oh, okay. You about to do something? This really doesn't matter. All right. All right, so we are not attacking yet. It may be worth it, honestly, to attack in, let him kill our guy, and then just kind of get him with Storm Herald for a whole bunch. So I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, if he wants to trade his entire board or do some shenanigans. Yep, so he's going to trade. I mean, you have a pump spell? Okay, that's fine. All right, so we're gonna have a pretty beefy Storm Herald next turn. Okay, this is actually gonna let us get in for a really good hit here. All right, how many cards can we remove? I think we can remove plenty. So Storm Herald into all that glitters. So we're gonna take damage. We're gonna spend all of our mana here. We're going to put all of our enchantments. Actually, we are not going to. We're going to manually cast those. Okay. Copy, attach, attach, attach. So okay, guys tapped. Let's get rid of these. I think we have lethal. Let's get rid of those. And the goodest of games. Good game, buddy. That was sweet. All right. I could definitely see this deck just having really bad draws, not drawing any good creatures. I mean, what? There's only what? 8 creatures in the deck. Do we keep this on the back of a Binding of Titans? No way to pitch these. Let's see what happens. I don't think this is going to be the hand that wins us anything. Kind of wish we had gone first. He would have scryed a card on top, but we would have sent it right to the graveyard. So we're playing against fire, so that's unfortunate. So you gonna counter this? Like for realsies? Like, decision should not be that hard. Oh, what are you playing? You're playing a Storm Herald deck too. What? Oh man. You better use that radical idea. I mean, he's just gonna use it in response, so you do you, buddy. Interesting. Using the jumpstart off of the radical ideas ability to feed cards into the graveyard. It's not a bad concept for this deck. I don't think we're going to play it into a board where we can't try to enchant it immediately. Oh man, and Thirst Remaining? Okay. I like where this is going. So he's just playing a 4-color version of this. I was looking for better enchants to put in that could have been 5 colors, but I really feel like just all the best ones were actually just the Selesnya type Well, do it to it, buddy. I'd be very surprised. Okay, well. You should have done it in if he was going to kill my guy, I should have done it in response to... Okay. He's going to pitch. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh man. Might be backfiring. +3, +3, +3, +3. 2 of those. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose. Oh yeah, we're definitely losing. I'm gonna just go ahead and say good game to him. Oh no, okay. Really? Really, really. So let's play another one. Let's play this tapped. Let's just start getting in for some damage. Ooh, Impending Doom, nice. That was a card I considered playing in this deck as well. Yeah, him being able to do the whole trample thing is kind of bad. But oh, we get a land back. Don't really want a I mean, all right, well, good game. I'm actually surprised that we were able to pull that one through. I figure he drew way more cards than we did. Well, before our Setessan Champion started going crazy. But I just really feel like if he would have hit any kind of creature, we definitely would have lost. So, all right. And I mean, honestly, what are the chances that we play a deck that's really similar to ours? Just with him adding blue for some card draw / discard effects. This is quite the long search. 25, 28. Do, 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 do. There we go. See, the matchmaking is not always instantaneous, guys. Do we keep? We have a Binding of Titans, could get us back a land potentially. I don't think we can keep this. All right, so we're gonna send back Mantle. It's good because we can shuffle it back into our deck and not have it be on the bottom. But we want to do that. I think we do. Give them any info initially. We're gonna go for a white mana. So depending on what he does, I think we're just gonna try to throw down this guy. All right, so he has nothing in his hand that he can cast as an instant, which is good. I think we're gonna go ahead and attack. If he wants to bounce, he can. We really need to draw one of our vigilance enchantments. Oof. Yeah, because we really don't want to see... We don't want to see that Agent of Treachery come down and just kind of get us. I'm surprised he didn't attack there. Time for him to do some... Oh, why didn't you scry there, buddy? Feel like Uro's coming. If we start seeing that graveyard. Yep, the graveyard's being highlighted. We would love to see a all that glitters here. Oh, we're not gonna block. You should have been attacking whenever you had. Let's play this. Feed your graveyard. There we go. No attacks. So fortunately, we can block the Cavalier of Thorns now. We can't really successfully block the Uro. Agent of Treachery here is still really bad. I don't know why you just don't tap your mana. Okay. This is not the end of the world just because he's not gonna be making an attacker that can get through. Our Setessan Champion just eats the land if he attacks. Okay. Yeah, I'm really more worried about the card draw than anything else. No blocks. So we are... Oh, we're definitely going to get rid of the non-land cards here. He has a lot of mana here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 7. He could finale for 9. Not 2. Fortunately, we can't hit a creature there. So, put on this. Kill that. Hopefully we'll draw another enchantment here. Really don't want to whiff on a... We've drawn a lot of lands. Come on, buddy. Come on. Finale's not an instant, is it? No, it's sorcery. I don't recognize that phone number that's calling me. Say, hello! Okay. The good thing is he can only bring back land. We're still going to be hitting Nissa. And we're going to end turn. There's just nothing that we can hit, that we can cast, that we really care about that's going to change the turn. I mean, yeah, we could hit a Sentinel's Eyes and cast it, but that's not really going to do anything. So yeah, so we're about to see a finale here for like 1 million. Or a Hydroid Krasis. I completely forgot how Hydroid Krasis was a thing. Probably that. So Hydroid Krasis for 12, 13, 14, 15. So could have done that for a bit more. I mean, it's probably going to still be enough. Okay. We could have made that 16. I guess he values another blocker instead. Okay. That was a pretty decent draw. Don't know if we have any basics left, but I feel like we have to try to thin our deck to the best of our... Okay, so we didn't have any white mana. Fortunate. So we can't tap any white mana here. That's a decent draw. Love to hit another All That Glitters. That's a huge hit, guys. I mean, normally that would win the game, you know, with any other I mean, I'm curious. Yep, so Giant Hydroid Krasis got us. Good game. Good game, sir. Good game. The game was ended up being actually a little competitive, which I didn't think it was going to be. I figured he would just raffle stomped us, but no. All right, on to the next game. Yeah, giant Hydroid Krasis for 14 is pretty good. Yeah, if we would have hit another All That Glitters, I feel like we probably would have won the game. Well, correct. Nah, I don't think that would have been enough damage. We would have had to gotten up to a 36, 39, 42. I don't think that would have happened. So, all right, well, we're going to keep this. This is a reasonably decent hand. We would like some enchantments, but don't know what he's playing. Okay, green. Green, white. Okay. Okay, so Season of Growth. We would like to... I don't think we're going to attack. They're going to hold back. We're going to merchant or haggle at the end of his turn. Okay. This guy might be better. We really need to draw, deal 4 damage. Going to be priority 1 here. Going to pitch one of our Storm Heralds. Mantle of the Wolf is pretty good. That's a big hit, like. We'll make it 3 more. Okay, so you have a tiny little flyer. I feel like a mountain should have been tapped there. So he probably blocks and gives it indestructible or something along those lines. +2/+2 and indestructible. Yeah. You've done it. If only we had trample. On the plus side, though, is he has to keep having those. Like, he has to continuously have those. All right, he's going to get in 1 swing with lifelink. Not the end of the world. Okay, so +2, that's 6. Yeah, the lifelink / vigilance here is pretty good. Give him another play. It's really not gonna do anything. Okay, so that was a huge draw. Trampling over for 1 million is awesome. Thing is, though, is he might be able to do the same thing, and he might actually be able to get us on the crackback because of the fact he could have some all that glitters. Oh, I feel like we probably would have won there had we swung with everything. So, might be our fault, guys. Okay. So he's digging. If he hits it, we lose. There's a lot of cards being drawn. Oh, he has Xaxes. Good game. So if we would have attacked in, with everything, he would have had to either have expended his blessing or he would have died. So, all right. Well, this is it. This is for all the marbles. Three Bs, Beast Johnny. We're going first. We're going to keep this horrible hand. This gives us all the colors if we play it this way, so. What are we playing against? What are we playing? Alright, I like where this is going. Let's go ahead and... Ah, okay, okay. That was a good, that was 3 good hits. Fortunately for him. Get rid of those 2. What do we have in the graveyard? No, nothing we want to do yet. I wonder if he plays Doom Foretold in his deck. I don't feel like he does. So many cards that we want to hit, but are you deciding on attacking or not? That's a pretty safe attack. So if he taps out, we will definitely play Merchant of the Veil, or Haggle, as you will. I mean, we really have to value this hexproof creature against him. Unless he drops that, what is it called? Shadow Spear. Which is a card I feel like some decks should, warrant playing one of them. So, this is one of those decks I feel like should play at least one. Digging for land. Making this guy bigger. We would love a champion as well. Bring it in. Get another mountain. We have in the graveyard. This and this. So he could. Really? Are you kidding me right now? He's tapped out. I don't think that was right to attack there like that, but we're potentially adding 5 damage to our attack next turn, depending on what he does here. 8 if you count the creature. Pretty good. If he attacks here, we might win. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. That mitigates that. We're adding 5. It's gonna be okay. That was a good draw. Good draw, good draw, good draw, good draw. Think we got it here. Good game, buddy. Good game. Whew, I was going to get it out of hand really quickly. We had to win that turn, so. All right, guys, it's time to talk about our games and how we did. So overall, we went 3-2. We did lose a couple of close games. I feel like the game against the Simic deck, we were actually doing really well until they decided to get giant Hydroid Krasis into play that we just can't really deal with. We don't have anything that gives our guys reach. We were able to make our creature bigger than Hydroid Krasis, but with him being at 30 plus life and only being able to swing in for like 16 or 18 damage, unfortunately, he was able to get us on the backswing. So, and then the other deck against the enchantment deck, I feel like we lost just because we misplayed. We didn't really count out what he could have done or what he was going to do damage wise, and take into account his blessing, and he was able to hit us on the crackback. So I do feel like if we would have attacked with everything, we would have forced the blessing out of his hand, which, I mean, who's to say he may not have had another one with the amount of cards he was drawing. But again, I feel like we should have, it would have been in our best interest to just actually swing out just to see how it would have played out. So he may not have even had it. He may have been forced to chump block, and we may have just ended up winning. But the other 3 games are awesome. So just a couple quick notes, though, things that I would change in this deck. So I would, personally, I would take out 1 Merchant of the Veil. I would also take out a Thrill of Possibility, and what I would bump up is I would bump up an All That Glitters and a Sentinel's Eyes. I feel like those cards are a little more important in the deck. Maybe even take out a Binding of the Titans for a 4th Setessan Champion, or even a Storm Herald. So I feel like those are the cards that we definitely want 4 ofs. But other than that, though, there's really not a lot of auras that we're able to play in standard right now that are good. There's just not enough auras that pump more than +1/+1. You know, we could add the flying enchantment, but again, sometimes we have to cast our enchantments, and we don't really want to put ourselves in a position to where we have to cast, you know, a 5-mana enchantment that gives our guy +3/+3 and flying. So there's just really not a lot of other enchantments that we could play. So, but yeah, I do highly recommend this deck. Paper wise, this deck is a really budget deck. There's not a lot of rares in this deck, obviously, other than the land. You really just have Storm Heralds and Setessan Champions. Oh, and Mantle of the Wolves are rare too. I really don't count that as being a rare, but it is. But yeah, budget wise, if you want to play this at an FNM on paper, this is probably going to be a really cheap deck. But I recommend giving it a shot on Arena if you do have the cards for it. The deck is a lot of fun to play. It's fun just to, because we did play a few games before we started recording, and we had one game where we just played a Storm Herald and we lived the dream and dropped 2 All That Glitters and a bunch of Mantle of the Wolves and clear our blockers with the red blessing and just got in. That's what we were hoping to do on the video. Unfortunately, we didn't get there, but again, a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. And again, you guys, if you like my videos, please consider liking and subscribing them. Leave a comment. Anything you can do to interact with the channel, it does help bring the channel up in the search results. You know, I know a lot of you guys do watch the videos. But yeah, if we can get some comments, that would be awesome. You know, you guys are awesome. I appreciate everybody, even just for watching. We're trying to grow. Appreciate you guys as always. And also check out HunterBurtonMemorialOpen.com. We have an awesome charity event coming up at the end of the month to benefit suicide awareness and prevention. We have a 5K and a 10K on Saturday and Sunday, last weekend in March. They both feed into the Players Tour, which is formerly the Pro Tour / Mythic Champion. I don't really know whatever it's called now, but Modern 10K, Pioneer 5K. So come check that out. But yeah, guys, until next time, like I said, I always appreciate you guys coming back, and we'll keep making these videos as long as you guys want to watch them. So let me know what you want to see next. And until next time, y'all have a great day.